Semi-famous woman sells her farts on the internet. Somehow, nobody is surprised. But as you read further and further, the story gets weirder and weirder. Hi, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and you might know me from such videos as What Would Brexit Look Like If It Was a Magic the Gathering deck, or Mariah Carey and Artificial Hype. They're both videos I'm quite proud of. On this channel, I primarily talk about tabletop gaming, Warhammer Magic the Gathering, and collectibles too. So maybe that's why these jars of fart gas tickled my fancy. This is Stephanie Matto. Her rise to fame was on some American TV show called 90 Day Fiancé, which I can only assume is about some form of dehydrated fiancé that you can then purchase and just add water to in order to have it live in a small aquarium atop your TV for 3 months before it dies, floats to the top, and starts to smell really weird. Since being on the show, she has risen to have an Instagram and social media following. She's become a social media influencer with 280,000 people following her on Instagram. Stephanie Matto came to my attention this morning when I found this headline on my Twitter Discovery tab. Reality star who made £38,000 a week selling farts in a jar has been hospitalized. Yes, really. That is one hell of a fucking headline. I am in. Now, much like all of you, even with the Metro, I was expecting the headline to be a bit more provocative than the actual story would entail. I thought it would be clickbait, if you will. We live in a world of fast-moving, low attention span social media, right? People have accused myself of being a bit clickbaity sometimes with provocative thumbnails and titles. Sometimes, in all my arguments and defenses here, you have to, no matter how good your video is, you have the best video in the world, but you've got to get people to click through and watch it. The internet is a fickle mistress. So I thought to myself, this is probably a routine checkup. She probably had something less glamorous than a fart related issue, if you could say less glamorous, and she probably had a knee operation or something similar, right? It's not going to actually link back. They're just using an old headline for a slow news day and revamping it with this hospital thing. But I was wrong. Nope, the hospital visit was actually related to the squeezing of a squeaky one into a glass container. I quote, "It was quite hard to breathe, and every time I tried to breathe in, I'd feel a pinching sensation around my heart." That does sound pretty bad, in all fairness. I hope she recovers well from that. It also says, "It was made clear that what I was experiencing wasn't a stroke or heart attack, but very intense gas pain. I was advised to change my diet and take a gas suppressant medication, which effectively ended my business." Oh, well, I hope she... Wait, but business? I was thinking this was a side hustle, you know? Like, she's got this Instagram following, she's doing makeup and fashion, and maybe the occasional Raid Shadow Legends integration or some shit, and then this is a side hustle where she just sells her farts in a jar in addition to that. Maybe she has an OnlyFans link and some, like porno stuff, and then the farting in a jar is supplementary to that for the people that are into that shit. But no. Farting has basically become this woman's whole identity, which is kind of weird. Her Instagram bio says, "Official count of the world's #1 fartrepreneur," which I'm not gonna lie, I think is pretty clever. Her Twitter bio opens with, "Buy my farts," which is a sentence that I think I'm gonna start saying to people more often. Buy my farts. Her header image is "Imagine the smell" and "Join the Discord and be part of the bowel movement." Again, kind of clever. I like it. Let's look at her latest media posts on Twitter, shall we? So in addition to her Instagram empire, we have almost 18.6 thousand followers on Twitter as well, where she tweets primarily about farts as well. I'm going to come more to this in a moment, but imagine the smell. Do I smell nice? It's a jar with a diamond on top and a fart inside. How about another anthropomorphic-sized jar with a pug keeping the fart inside? Or, I love fart. Imagine the smell with what I keep thinking looks like a salt shaker in my honest opinion. Imagine the smell. Do I smell nice? Imagine the smell. And I'm going to have to blur that. I don't think I can put that on YouTube. So it is safe to say this is not a side hustle. This is a thing that is basically her primary form of content creation. It's either farting in a jar or talking about farting in a jar. All of her Instagram posts just like day in the life of a woman who farts in a jar. What my mum thinks about me farting in a jar. Oh look, I farted in a jar. It kind of gets boring after the first 5 to 10 minutes of curiosity. Safe to say it's a huge part of her branding. So she must make serious bank off this, right? She must be getting that bag, getting that bread. Well, yeah. She is. She herself claims to sell these jars for around $1,000 a pop, and you can produce anywhere between 30 and 50 of these, again going from numerous articles where she's talked about her farting in a jar business venture. And look, at this stage I just want to address the elephant in the room, shall we say, the whole kink and body discussion. I ain't shaming no one. There's no kink shaming here. I have absolutely no ill will towards this woman for selling anything sexual online, let alone a fucking fart in a jar. Nor do I judge the people buying them if you're really into that. I do believe that if you can get sexual gratification or make money on the internet and you're not harming anyone, if anything, you're helping people and improving people's days, then fuck it, that's great. That's the smallest amount of kindness you can do in this world, is not to harm others as you go about your own business, whether that be making money or doing the cummy wummies with a big wank. I'm not into protophilia, I looked that up by the way, which is the fancy name for being turned on by other people's farts, but more power to you if you are. I also want to again highlight she can do whatever she wants with her own farts, gases, bodily fluids and body parts. Like, more power to her. I am pro-sex, I am pro-sex work. If women, men or anyone wants to do this stuff online and they're controlling it and they're consenting, then props to them. Absolutely. I just want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not mocking her for this. But all that said, this is still quite funny, right? Like, the headline and the concept is amusing. She is farting into fucking jars. Firstly, there's the bizarreness of the surface level of it all, right? But like, you know, a conventionally attractive woman could make money online doing porno and OnlyFans and shit anyway, but instead sells farts to people on the internet, which is just so far out there. But the other bit that I really like is how it's invisible, right? Beyond smelling said farts, you don't know if there's a fart in that jar until you've opened it and give it a good snifter. She has somehow ended up making money by pushing a glass tube to her starfish and squeezing out a quamph. That has become somebody's income stream. And the funny thing about income streams is that they can get regulated and looked into. Imagine the tax man assessing her VAT receipts for selling jars of farts on the internet. Imagine if the trading standards or the proper business bureau decided to regulate this in some way, whether it be to make sure she's meeting advertising standards or whether they've got some new regulation on the bodily gases that come out of a human being as sold on the internet. Imagine one of these people has to investigate this. They have to spot check or audit her farts. They have to get a jar, they have to open it up and quickly sniff that up their nostrils. And some of them, this might be the worst job in the world and they're really sad they got put on this case. Other ones might really, really like it. Anyway, let's take a look at the morning routine of a woman who farts into jars. She is actually kind enough to walk us through how she prepares.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a day in the life of a girl who sells her farts in a jar. So I like to get things rolling with some beans, a protein muffin, sometimes even a yogurt, less sugar is better, some hard-boiled eggs, and today I decided I was going to make myself a protein shake with some yogurt added to it, and oh, I was feeling it for sure. While I wait for those farts to develop, I like to read. I'm very smart, love to read, and then after I'm ready to go, I go ahead and, you know, do my work, do my job. I don't need to show you that, guys, but I like to add in little flower petals. I feel like they attach the scent and make it last longer, and when I'm finally finished with my jar, I like to leave a personalized note. I want to thank you so much to the 97 people who've already purchased their jar of farts, and as you know, they're on sale right now, 50% off with $1,000, so go to my Unfiltered and check it.
Okay.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing...
Cool, that's enough. Okay, so I think this is when she started it, 6 weeks ago. But this was a short-lived business venture. Firstly, she appears to be one of the big names behind Unfiltered, a platform created to allow influencers to monetize their content and was created as a response to OnlyFans threatening to remove adult content from the site. And this is where things get muddy with creators, influencers, sex workers and all that shit online. Is this where do you draw the line? The idea of parasocial relationships. This is a buzzword that the magic community throws around on Twitter all the time and then completely ignores and does it anyway. And as an influencer, I'm very much aware of it. Like, I monetize primarily through Patreon, where people pay me to keep making content like this and be part of my Discord community. I'm very aware that I've made friends with people who give me money each month to keep making content. So I have to make sure there are barriers and I'm aware of that. Now, I'm not engaging in something where there is an unequal power dynamic there. Because don't forget, some of these people may be very lonely and spending this money to get basically a fake friendship out of an influencer, not just the Stephanie Matters of this world or myself, but anyone. They could be spending that money to get that interaction. So they aren't getting a genuine community, or they're getting a fake version of that. There are some moral conundrums to engage with there. And at some point, I do think you can be taking the piss when you're charging people extortionate amounts of money to either get a nudie photo, or you get to the point where you're just posting like you in an intimate setting, where it's just you watching TV on your sofa. You get to see a peek behind the curtain, but you're paying for that. It gets a little bit nefarious, in my opinion. We all need to get that bag. We all need to make that bread. We all need to support our families. I get that. But I am very wary of some of these platforms that are popping up that are like Patreon, but instead of being about either tiers that are linked to rewards or just simply the act of endorsing someone creating a creative product or ongoing video series or the content they like, it's instead attached to the intersocial, the parasocial relationships between getting to see that creator in their home or whatever. It gets very fucking weird. Anyway, beyond that, the doctors did tell her to stop farting into jars as much and change her diet. So now Stephanie Fart Jar Matto is stepping into the brave new world of NFTs. I don't know if I'm going to put this in the title of the video, because again, you've got to make a provocative title, and maybe NFT is, maybe it isn't. But did you see this going this way? When you saw about woman farting into jar on the internet, did you think would end up in the NFT space for the first conversation on this channel about it? I did not. 2 days ago, in partnership with Full House Studios, an NFT studio, Stephanie Matto went live with an NFT project, Fart Jar NFTs. That's right, you can now mint an image of a fart jar. With only 5,000 available, you can own the digital footprint of a receipt, or whatever the fuck it is you want to call the little bit of code that tells a database somewhere that the image that is easily duplicated and replicated is yours, actually. In true NFT fashion, there's a huge variety of the same kind of template. Anthropomorphized fart jars that evoke the collective stickers found in kids' toys, but smelling more like ass. For those of you who are unaware of what NFTs are, they are non-fungible tokens. Although at no point on the website did they say anything about nasty fart tokens or similar, which I think is just a free joke they just didn't go with. That's my words, not theirs. NFTs are receipts of ownership that can't be duplicated because they are created using the blockchain technology, which means they are super complicated and they require heavy computing power to solve complex equations to confirm the validity of a transaction or the incoming of additional data that links onto the blockchain. That's a lot of tech mumbo jumbo, I know. What this means is that when you purchase an NFT, a digital piece of artwork, or the receipt for said digital piece of artwork, you own it, but not a hard copy. And there's two problems with this. Firstly, you have a receipt, you have a line of code, you have a piece of blockchain code that tells people and tells a database somewhere that you are the original owner, but you can't stop people using it. You very rarely get the copyright for that image as well. The original artists can keep using it, and it will be replicated. People will right click and save it and duplicate it online because it's a fucking JPEG the majority of the time. So you don't actually own that item at all, which brings very valid criticisms of, is this just a fucking scam? Where you part with loads of fucking money for a feeling of valid ownership, and in reality, that whole concept is antiquated and bullshit in the modern day of the internet. Further to that, the immense computing power required to build this complex blockchain is often, if not predominantly, very, very high. This means that huge computing rigs with hundreds of GPUs, which has led to a worldwide shortage in GPUs and chips, these things, computing rigs that have huge carbon footprints, are adding to the blockchain via computer processing. In December 2020, Memo Acton uploaded a full-scale breakdown of research, including citing of sources, into the carbon emissions and carbon footprint and energy usage of minting bitcoins and similar crypto tech stuff. They stated, and I quote, in the singular most succinct part of the entire thing, the single NFT's footprint is equivalent to an EU resident's total electric consumption for more than a month, with emissions equivalent to driving 1,000 kilometers in a car or flying over 2 hours. The largest prevailing problem with the crypto bullshit and the NFT boom is that no one is really talking about or considering the ecological impact, or at least they weren't until very recent. Now you can't escape the NFT conversation being people pointing the finger and saying this isn't friendly, and the NFT or crypto bro pointing back going, some of it is, and then that's the end of the conversation. People are looking for a decentralized way of having money that doesn't involve putting all your faith in a bank or giving a bank full control. And people are also looking to get rich quick in an ever hostile capitalist society, but they're disregarding just how fucking bad the vast majority of this shit currently is for the environment. And look, people, the world is on fire, for fuck's sake. Like, global warming is real, and if you don't think it is, then just fuck off. I'm not here to try and convince you otherwise of that. We need to be conscientious of at least lowering our footprint collectively and individually, and then pressuring governments and corporations to do the same, but on a larger scale, because they are the ones at fault here. And we can't just say, fuck it, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, let's mint a fucking fart jar. It's grossly irresponsible. At time of writing, you can mint one of these fucking jars, which means just buy the NFT attached to one of these fucking stupid images of a fucking jar for 0.05 Ethereum, a Bitcoin. 0.05 Ethereum equates to £139.68 at time of writing. Unsurprisingly to anyone, the fart jar website has literally zero discussion of the environmental impact of this shit as well. Instead, it talks of the redeemable physical collectibles, to use their word, which includes real-life fart jars, because evidently she can still produce some but not too many, used panties and lingerie from Stephanie. Beyond this though, you can be part of a club, and this is a regular thing with NFTs, that when you buy into this non-fungible token that says you own a piece of digital artwork that everyone's going to copy and paste anyway, is that you get part of an exclusive club. Like a yacht club or a fucking golf club. Some of them are referred to, the lazy monkey shit is a yacht club. It's a place where you can hang out with other dickheads spending far too much money on fucking nonsense. And the same is here. You can be part of a club. The fart jar owners get to join a Discord and talk to Stephanie for business or for pleasure. Like I've already talked about, I'm very pro-sex and pro-sex work and bodily autonomy, but once you start to layer all the stuff here, like the parasocial nature of a lot of these social media and monetization platforms that these people use, and then the fucking just super indulgent jump into NFTs, the get quick rich, the pyramid scheme nature of it, the lack of care for ecology and the fucking environment, once you layer it all up, and then you're like, for business or pleasure, it just feels fucking grim. If you mint an NFT and say, fuck you to the planet, you can be part of a club of 500 other NFT crypto bros chatting to an online influencer on a Discord server somewhere for the low price of just £139.68 for one ticket. In their words, on the website, it talks of how it's an intimate setting. Remember what I said about the fine line between transactional sexual gratification and getting your rocks off and parasocial shit? Yeah, it's fucking ugh. What started as a whimsical, stupid headline that I thought was funny that I shared onto my own personal Discord for us all to like laugh about and make jokes about, turned into a roller coaster ride of emotion that ended with fucking NFTs, like most things do at the moment. It's a spiral of doom, and I hope it's not indicative of how shitty the rest of 2021 will be, but let's be honest, Games Workshop and Wizards of the Coast will both engage with NFTs before the year's out. We just know it's going to happen. On a lighter note, there's a link in the description below if you want to buy my farts, where I've pushed them through my bumhole into used plastic bottles. Link in the description below. In the meantime, if you want to see more content, just talking about weird shit on the internet, collectibles and stuff like that, there's a Mariah Carey video where I talk about her boosted fucking boosty pack shit and how it's all very nefarious through StockX to create artificial scarcity and sell stuff to people for money that's not fucking worth. It's almost like money might be the root of all evil. That might just be the truth. The video's over now, you can fuck off.